Hello and welcome to Last Rites, Week 18. I am Rob Anderson. I am the voice and creator of WrittenSins.com. We're going to take just a minute to wrap up some Kickstarters and tell you what's still available, but only for a short amount of time. And at the end of going through the list, we're going to go into examining a couple of the Kickstarters a little more closely. So if you're watching this, you'll be able to fast forward to the Kickstarter you want to know more about. It's a new format. We're going to try it out. But let's get down to the list. Starting off our list this week, we have the Grand Machine, which we featured as a Kickstarter to back. It is within its last 48 hours. It needs $2,800. It's only at $12.91. It needs your support. Please go out, back it, check it out, share it with your friends. More to come about this at the end of our list. Our number 2 is Grief, and Grief is an emotional ride worth taking. It's a fantastically well done Kickstarter. I couldn't have been happier to be able to read a preview of it. I backed it even after that. Mind you, I already read it, but I wanted it. That's the whole thing. It's an anthology. It's 84 pages. It definitely is a stunning and great creative masterpiece, I would say. It's that good. You want to get it. Check it out. More on that to come. Immanuel is doing fantastic. It needed 500. It's already quadrupled what it wanted or needed to be able to be printed. We're going to reach out to Scott to see if my guess is right. Stay tuned to see what my guess is and why he suddenly was able to get so much backing so late in the game. Because those who watch this weekly know that just a week ago, he was under $1,000. So stay tuned. Ghostly Tides. Now, Ghostly Tides was only asking for $6.45. It's at $6.97. So this is an opportunity for you to get your hands on a copy. Remember, every dollar counts. Every backing counts. So if you like some, hijinks and some funny comic books, this is the one for you. It's got some of both. And we're going to go more into it in a minute. Just hang out. Nikolai Volkoff. Those of you who grew up in the 80s know this man, know how important he was to the WWF and to your fandom. With that in mind, please take the opportunity to back this Kickstarter. I talked with John this weekend. You're actually going to see a plug for him from FusionCon. So stay tuned for after the list to hear more about it, and check out Written Sins this week for an exclusive video live from FusionCon. And finally on our list, we have Saturn and Orion. Saturn and Orion is a mysterious villain enters Soul City. Can Saturn and Orion find him before he strikes, or will Saturn's arrogance destroy everything? So Saturn is the younger of the two, and we're going to go more into that in a minute. But first, let's start, because the list is done, going over the Grand Machine. Now, the Grand Machine is struggling. I don't know why. I've constantly pitched this. I've constantly asked people to back this. I have no idea why it's been struggling so badly. It really is a Kickstarter to be part of. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't. I'm at a loss of words. It's got great art in it. It's like X-Files meets Castle. If you're a fan of X-Files, if you're a fan of Castle, you should be backing this. There's great art in it. Honestly, I struggle to understand why it's not getting more love on Kickstarter. We've been promoting the hell out of it. I don't get it. I don't get it. If someone can reach out to me and tell me why you guys aren't as excited about it as I am, please do so. It really is something that was very interesting to me. I don't know. I don't know what went wrong here with you guys connecting with this one. Because I'm definitely behind this one. I definitely think you guys should be backing this one. So that's just me. Please check it out. And if anything, like once you're done reading it, come tell me what about it didn't resonate with you. And I'll pass that on to the creators for the next time they run this campaign. So I really hope they don't stop with this. This is a story that needs to be told. There's still time. There's 24 hours. There's $1,500 to make. So it's not impossible. If we all start sharing it now, and as always, the share button's right here. Share it on social media. Share it on Twitter. I'll share it right now live on the video. We're sharing it to Facebook. Here we go. And there it is. I just shared it. How painstakingly easy was that? Nothing. Nothing was a problem. Very easy to share, and it costs you nothing. Shares are free, but they matter. All right, Grief is an anthology about struggle and the hope for comic fans. It really is a fantastic, as I said, I couldn't be more proud of them. It really was great. They're so close to their next goal. There's 66 hours. Let's try to get them to 3,000, which will be cover art and exclusive deluxe content. We're already getting the bonus stories pinup art, which I think is fantastic. We're already getting the one-page poem comic book, which I think is fantastic. And it'd be awesome if we could get the Grief cover art pinup and really stretching it to 6 words of Grief story. There's plenty of time, though. That's less than $1,000. You're talking $600. And at the end, you always get a bit of a surge. So share it. Once again, just go right here. There it is. Here we go. Here we go. Look, embed. You can put it on your site. You can put it on Pinterest. You can put it on Tumblr. You can tweet it. Let's see. Let's do a tweet. There we go. How easy was that? I just tweeted it. It's over. It's done. I've now shared it with thousands of people. That's what it is to support indie comics. It's not saying you're an indie comic book fan. It's being an indie comic book fan by sharing your thoughts and sharing what you think works. No pressure. You want to call yourself an indie comic book fan, you need to be sharing indie comic books. Immanuel, God with Us, the comic book. Now, okay, we talked about this. He asked for $500. Great guy, Scott. I know Scott. I've had a meal with him in the past, and we've talked on many occasions. Scott's a great guy. I look forward to working with him one day. Very passionate guy, speaks his mind, has no problem telling you what he thinks and how he feels about something. He's going to be doing this project. It's a passion project for him. It's a comprehensive and chronological adaptation of the 4 Gospels of the Bible with a single storytelling of the life of Christ. Now, if religion isn't for you, I understand it. Share it with someone religion matters. We all know someone where religion matters. So don't say I'm not into religion. We all know someone who is into religion who might enjoy this. And it's a great opportunity to be able to help something to be a visual telling that could maybe help kids learn more about religion. If you're struggling as a parent to kind of explain religion, this might be that tool you need to help explain religion to your children. Just an idea. Now, the one thing I did mention in the list we were doing a little bit before was the goal was only $500. And we saw this in the last 2 weeks jump up about $2,000 out of nowhere. And it was a long campaign. And credit to Scott, 60 days. I've seen him promote it all 60 days throughout the time. He probably should have promoted it a little bit more. We've always talked about it. We never featured it on our actual list because he never needed it. Within the first week he funded, he never needed that extra push that I like to give people when we actually pick him as the Kickstarter of the week, or we would have picked it. The reason I think he had the sudden jump, and I'm going to reach out, I'll get back to you guys. I think Scott was promoting this at Comic-Cons, and I just want you to understand, if I'm right, the power of going to a Comic-Con and talking about your Kickstarter means he quadrupled his ask. He made it from 500 to 2,500 by going to Comic-Cons and discussing it with fans face-to-face. And that's not something to be taken for granted. That's something to understand the power of. That Comic-Cons can help you promote your Kickstarter. So even if you're going as a fan, it's not a bad thing to make business cards or flyers and hand them out at Comic-Cons. You don't have to be at a pro table. And if you're at a table, why aren't you talking about it? You need to print something to give them to take home with them to see and look it up later. So definitely something to look into. Moving on. Ghostly Tides, The Curse of Witch Island, which, as we said, is already funded. It's a funny project. It's not something that's supposed to be taken too seriously, and that's a good thing. You need you need comics that have jokes and are fun and are happy. This is like a throwback to 80s comics I used to read growing up, and I'm definitely excited, as you can see here. Manage my pledge. That's right. I'm a pledger too. So I'm supporting this comic book. I think it should be seen. Once again, here it is. You can easily share. I don't think I'm signed into Tumblr on this, but that's as easy as it is. Post to Tumblr. Oh, maybe I am. There we go. Oh, no, I'm not. But later, I'll sign up and I'll give it to Tumblr. There you go. It's that easy. Nikolai Volkoff. Okay, growing up, my grandparents came from Ukraine along with my mother. I'm actually first generation on my mother's side. for her. Even though my uncles were born in America, she was not. They came from the Ukraine, USSR. For those of you who are old enough to remember the 80s, was, you know, the Russians were these horrible people. And Nikolai Volkoff played one of the biggest, most hated heels ever known back then. But here's the thing. Nikolai was actually himself escaping the Iron Curtain, as they used to call it. And he used all of that hate he had for, not hate, but all that reason that he had to leave. So I won't speak to if it's hate or not. That's for him to tell you. I'm just trying to say that he was a very passionate person who used what he had learned to make a heel that we'll never forget. He's in the Hall of Fame. Fantastic. And the creator himself, John, like I said, I actually spent time with John this weekend at Fusion Con. It was down in Safety Harbor, Florida, right near Tampa Bay. Fantastic event. I thank them for having me. We got an opportunity to talk a bit. We also had the opportunity to film a promo for this Kickstarter. There are 8 days, but the next Kickstarter, Last Rites, is on a Monday. So that would only give it a day. I figured I'd extend it. So now if anything's ending within 9 days, the Monday that the Last Rites is going to be, it'll wind up on here. So this will spend 2 weeks on it, but understand this had a short window on Kickstarter. With that said, we are at $3,427. $4,000 is the goal. I want to see stretch goals reached in this. I don't know if there are stretch goals, but I want to see it funded by the end of the week. If you're a wrestling fan, help us out. Get the word out. Here are the rewards. I mean, Nikolai is directly related to this, and this is spinning off other comics. The Killer Bees are coming. There's other people who I won't mention that I heard could be coming, because we have a panel, and you guys might hear that because we recorded part of the panel. You have to come back and check out Written Sins and see exactly what we have in store from you from FusionCon. So this is definitely a Kickstarter back. This is something that is a pick of mine. If it does not reach any more traction where I think it should get, it's going to be our Kickstarter for next week, or I'm going to do something special this week for it. So don't sleep on it. Do me the favor. Consider this one a favor. I've never asked this in the entire time I've been doing this, but this time I'm asking you guys live on a video to do me the favor and to share this one. This one isn't because you're a fan of indie comics. This one is because I'm asking you, because I believe in this project. And, you know, that wrestler did have something big to do with my childhood. It was something that, you know, brought my family, brought generations together, gave us a reason to sit around the television. And on top of it, the creator's a great guy, so you can't go wrong. Definitely check it out. You don't got to back it. I want you to back it. You don't have to, but I am asking you, as a favor to me, to hit the share button. Share it on social media, especially with your friends that you know are wrestling fans. Come on. This one matters. All right, so wrapping up the list, here we're ending with Saturn and Orion, book 1. I got to see a preview of the book, not a fully constructed one yet. They were in the middle of it. It had a solid story. It's very entertaining. I enjoyed it. I think it was interesting. I think it's worth backing. You know, it's got interesting art. It's got an interesting story. It leaves you wondering what's next for certain. So check it out and see if you enjoy it. Obviously, something here is going on. I'm not going to give anything away because I've read it. I know the story, so I'm just keeping shut. But this is definitely something to back. They're so close at this point. And sorry about the fast scroll. I just want to get up real quick because we've been on for longer than I like. $2,250 on a $2,500. So close. Back it now. Okay, we're going to close now with the usual pitch. It only takes $1 to help a dream come true. You can always donate a simple $1. Here it is. Make a pledge without reward. But for $5, for a cup of coffee, you guys can get the PDF and check it out. You know, this isn't a huge commitment. And I know a lot of people who don't work in indie comics, who only work as fans, well, not work, but obviously are just fans of comic books, look at this and go, $5 for a comic book? Why would, and it's not even a real comic book, why would I spend $5? Now, the first thing I would say is I'd remind you Marvel and DC PDFs are just as expensive. They're $4.99, they're $3.99. They're not taking money off their PDFs anymore because they are starting to get a building there of support. But on top of that, you also have to understand you guys are supporting an idea on Kickstarter, and people make that mistake. Stop looking at Kickstarter as a store. It's not a store. You guys are coming to invest in some future idea that could be a fantastic idea that you have the opportunity to see now before then. And not only that, you guys get to show Marvel and DC, and this is very important about backing indie comics. You get to show Marvel and DC, I want something better, I want something more, I'm tired of the reboots. So every time you back an indie Kickstarter, you're showing the industry it's time to change, and we need that. So when you want to back a Kickstarter, back change. That's exactly what you're doing. That was Kickstarter's Last Rites, Week 18. I will see you back here next week for Week 19. And in between then and now, we have a lot of content coming fast and heavy. So stay tuned to writtensins.com.